promise you won't go.
Hey beautiful family, in case you're just seeing this beautiful gorgeous face for the first time, HD Signatures, welcome to this class. I'm going to be doing a cut crease eyeshadow makeup tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to cut your crease perfectly. I'm also going to show you how to blend your eyeshadow colors in case you struggle with, or maybe you are someone that just like to work with really colorful eyeshadows but you just somehow mess them up, while blending. I'm going to show you the tips and tricks to that, and I'm also going to share with you guys brushes that you need to use to get a perfect cut crease eyeshadow, guys. And also guys, I'm going to show you how to place colors, how to cut your crease, what you need to do to get a really perfect cut crease eyeshadow. If this is something you guys are really interested in, please keep on watching. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to turn on the notification bell, and let's just jump right into this tutorial, guys. Bye guys. Okay guys, so one eye is done off camera, so we're just going to go ahead and jump into this eye. Before you go ahead and do your cut crease, you want to consider the base, the eyeshadow base you're going to be using. It's very important. This can break or make your cut crease. You can use a regular eyeshadow primer or you use a concealer. What you want to consider is when you're using any form of base for your cut crease, you make sure you use the base that has the tendency of getting tacky. Like when you place it on your lid, it doesn't get runny, it doesn't stay long before it gets tacky or dry. The reason why I say that is when you use a base that's runny, in the process of trying to look up or do one or two things, you're going to stain whatever you might have created in your crease with the primer. So if you use a concealer or an eyeshadow base that is tacky, even when you're looking up or you're looking for what to do around it, it's not going to stain the upper side of your crease. Eyeshadow base I've been loving, that I've been using, that have really been working well for me is Zickel concealer. What I've been using, and it's been working really well for me. And also you want to consider the brushes you are using. First of all, you want to consider the space you have on your eyelid. If you are someone that have like a very small space between your brows and your eyes, you want to be very careful of the brushes that you use. If you have like a larger space, like there's a lot of room to work with, then you can use whatever brushes you want. And also you want to consider how extended you want the colors of eyeshadow you're going to be using, or how you want to limit them. The brushes you are going to be using will be a contributing factor to how your eyeshadow is going to turn out. We have detailed brushes, we have large blended brushes, we have flat head brushes. So if you're someone that have a really small eyelid space and you want to do a cut crease eye, brushes like this will really help you to achieve the type of cut crease eye you are going for, because they are not super big. They are just like they are small brushes that will fit into wherever you want them to be. You just invest in a small brush. The reason is wherever you place your color is just going to see, it's going to go there perfectly. It's going to fit into wherever you want the color to be. That's the excess of using the brush. So if you have a small space in your lid and use a larger brush, if you're trying to get a precise line and use a bigger brush, it's going to extend to where you don't want it to get to. And also you want to have a neutral blended brush handy. The reason why I say so is what color of eyeshadow you are using, you need to have like a separate brush that you use to pick up maybe like your powder to blend the edges of those eyeshadow, or maybe to place down a powder on the lid, or wherever you want to place those colorful colors, so that when you are blending, when you place those colors down and you are blending, because there's already a transition color there, it's going to help you blend out, as opposed to when you place the color on the bare skin on the concealer, it might turn out to be patchy if you are not good at blending. So you want to have like a very nice blending brush to help you blend out every colors that you're going to be placing on your lid. For your cut crease, you need a flat brush, something like this. Can you see how this brush looks? Something like this. You don't necessarily have to have like this exact brush. You can get like a very flat brush, and I have a DIY on how to cut your brush to give you that very perfect cut crease shape. So I'm going to link it somewhere on the screen. Then the next thing is you want to consider the eyeshadow you're going to be using. Mostly use a matte eyeshadow texture. I'm not saying you cannot use a shimmer one, but an eyeshadow texture will just help you to, just help your crease to be a lot emphasized. Like it gives you that depth, as opposed to when you're using a shimmer eyeshadow. A shimmer eyeshadow, instead of giving you like a depth like what a matte eyeshadow will do. A shimmer eyeshadow is just going to bring forward the folds. The best eyeshadow texture to use is a matte eyeshadow. Don't use a shimmer eyeshadow, because a shimmer eyeshadow will only defeat the purpose of what you're trying to achieve, especially if you don't have a visible crease. You're trying to, create one on your lid. Don't use a shimmer eyeshadow, but a matte eyeshadow will give you a depth wherever you're trying to cut your crease. Is going to recede whatever fold you have on your lid. It's going to recede it. But if you use a shimmer eyeshadow, it's going to bring it forward. I'm not saying you should not use a shimmer eyeshadow, but I just feel like if you don't have a visible crease and you're trying to create one, using a shimmer eyeshadow will not be a good idea. So a matte eyeshadow really matters. And if you want to combine colors, I will advise you go through a color wheel chart, just so you know how to put colors together. You have, complementary colors. Colors are opposite each other, complement each other. But if you're trying to use it to blend, each other, is going to be muddy, it's going to neutralize each other. So it's better you use colors that are opposite each other to, to make each other pop, which is complementary colors. But if you want to blend them out, look for a colors that are close to them on the wheel chart to blend in between, in case you want to blend them out. I'm going to be going into doing this eye so you guys see. So now that the base is blended out nicely, so this is what I'm going to be making use of, these two powders here. That's what I'm going to be making use of, and I'm using this blending brush. So I'm going to place that here close to the bridge of my nose, and also take it a little bit to the inner part of my eyes. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to locate where your crease is. So if you have a dead lid, or maybe you're just someone that is not sure where your crease is, all you need to do is, like I have a mirror here with me, all you need to do is to chin up a bit and look down into your mirror. You will see where your eyeball will push out your lid, and wherever your crease should be, you're going to see a little bit of dip there, which is somewhere around here. So this is, so if I should look down, I can see where there's a dip on my lid. So that's exactly where my crease is going to be. So we are going to be making use of this eyeshadow. This is the brush I'm going to use to blend, to pick the lightest shade of eyeshadow. After your skin color powder, after placing that down, the next color you want to use is the lightest color of the colors you're going to be using. If you don't know the color, the lightest color to apply, just pick the lightest color of one of the eyeshadows you're going to be applying, especially the colors that's going to be going into your crease. So for me, I'm going to be making use of 2 or 3 different types of blue. So I'm going to be picking a very lighter shade of blue. I'm going to be placing that in my crease area, and I'll bring it to my brow edge side. So what I'm doing is, I'm trying to place the colors that I want to use. I'm trying to place them above my crease, so when I cut them, it will be easy for me to, to just cut and not take off the colors. Place that color down in this part of my crease. So this is where my crease is. The colors are not on my lid, so you have to take note of that. Once you locate where your crease should be, whatever colors you are placing, make sure it's on that crease and above it. So when you cut your crease, you will not, clean off the old colors that you place on your lid. You also want to have like a tissue paper or something dry, or maybe like a cloth, something to use, like to take off the colors of the excess of the colors of eyeshadow on your brush. So I'm going to pick another shade of eyeshadow. This is deeper than the first one, so I'm just going to place this in my crease. So after placing that in my crease, the first brush that we use in placing down the first color, I'm going to go into where this second color that I just placed down, I'm going to go to the edge and blend it out with the first color. Can you see, guys? So I'm not touching the main color on the crease. I'm blending the part where this color that I just placed down meets with the first color. So that's what you do. You're going to take your brush and go to the line where both colors meet. So if the colors is not showing as you would want, you go back again and place it down. So now what I'm doing is I'm placing it down. I'm not swiping it. See? So this will give you that depth. I'm going to go back again, and so I'm chinning up, so I'll be able to, my lid will be able to spread out really well, and that will help my brush to go into the part I want it to go to. So that's how you blend. So I'm going to take off this color from this brush. So I'm using this Morphe eyeshadow palette, and I'm making use of this blue here. So I'm going to go back again with the same brush and blend out. So if you are missing the colors, you want to go back into the second color and place that where you want it to be. Then go back into the first color. So I'm going to go into the brush that we're using, placing down our powder. So I'm going to use that to blend around the, that's that, guys. You're also going to chin up a bit and start gradually. And you see, guys, so I'm going to keep tapping on the lid till the concealer gets tacky. Once the concealer gets tacky, you will know your brush is going to be sticking to your lid. How you know where your concealer is tacky is when it's dragging your skin. Can you see? When it's dragging your skin, that's when you know that your concealer is tacky. I'm using this brush to place both colors. I'm going to place the yellow somewhere around here, and once I finish placing that, I'm going to use this color to keep blending the colors into each other. So after placing the color, I'm going to go back and use the other side of the brush that I use in placing the blue. I'm going to blend it into, pick up the blue and blend it into the yellow. Place it here and blend into the yellow. So I'm blending it into the yellow, back into the yellow, and also blend it into the blue. So that is how you blend the colors into each other. So what I'm doing basically is I'm blending the blue into the yellow, and I'm blending the yellow into the blue. So that way you will not have like a straight line in between them, and you will, the line in which the both colors meet will not be visible. Can you guys see that? the colors are well blended into each other, like you can't even really tell where the lines of those eyeshadow meet. Can you see? For this outer part, I'm going to be picking a peach eyeshadow to blend this edge so it blends into my skin. I don't want it to, I really don't want to apply a color, like a bright color there, but I want the yellow to be the main color in that area. I'm using a peach eyeshadow to blend this edge into my skin. Can you see? Because we are losing out of that yellow, so I'm going to go back again, add it and blend it out. So that is it for these colors on my lid. I'm going to go back and use my concealer.
There for me, I saw there for you, baby. Sure you go there with me, oh, as I there with you. Oh.